Besides Anna, I had a pretty huge family. My father's ship he worked on was sunk a few months after I joined the North German Shipping Corporation, but my relatives were spread out around all of Europe and America. A few even fought in Anchorage, and my uncle got a residentship in Vault 109. He was all happy about it, even tried to get Anna and me to enlist, but we were too busy at that time. As a fresh couple, our past selves were really a bunch of fools. We were still heading towards NY Harbor HQ, and while hastily walking around a corner, Köpenick was suddenly run over by a woman who was probably in her late 20s. They both trembled and hit the hard asphalted street. "Ouch! Can't you look where you're going?" he screamed. "They're coming, and you have nothing better to do than standing in my way?" she screamingly encountered. "Wait, who's coming?" Lisa asked. "I don't exactly know. The raiders, the irradiated, mutants, basically everything wants to kill you these days." "Wait, what?" Lisa shouted frantically. "Can you at least point us to NY Harbor HQ?" "That's where I'm coming from. Only a few of us survived. A huge battle is going on there." "I wasn't trained for this," the mechanic whimpered. "The world has gone to shit, and we haven't even noticed it? Fights, mutants, irradiated." "You said irradiated? What if we are? We will worry about that later. But we have to get to the HQ first, to make sure how we can continue. Lady, thank you for your..." The deformed face of Köpenick hit the ground. Our gaze stopped at the mechanic's desperate but angry looking face. "That smug motherfucker thinks he's the leader. We are all doomed. We will die if we go back to the HQ. We should just go to the ship." I tackled him to the ground before he could throw any more punches, and it took me and Lisa to pin the violent guy on the ground. "Who is with me?" he asked into the round. "You haven't made yourself a lot of friends with that." "I'm going to the HQ," I said, while still trying to hold him on the ground. "Me too," Lisa agreed. "Chef, are you on my side? The crew is my family. You know that. You should know that." "I'm going with them. You can carry Köpenick back to the ship. We can't afford any more unnecessary losses." "Miss..." The mechanic's words stumbled. "Oh, she's gone. She must be already out of danger. Unlike us." "We are all in danger," Lisa retaliated. "Even the people back on the ship. You're just a fucking coward." His hateful escape attempts out of our grips became more intense, and we let him go. "You're doomed. Don't make me responsible for your deaths. I warned you." A sincere fuck off could be heard out of Lisa's direction. The mechanic just grabbed the still unconscious Köpenick and slung him over his shoulder. That guy was barely adult enough to work and almost died. What a pity. We checked several other streets, always going up north. Some were dead ends, others were barred by ruined buildings. But then, after around half an hour, we finally found a road that led us more or less directly to the HQ. A grand complex of buildings, with a tower close to the seaside, which overshadowed every other part of the HQ. After all, the majority of the East Coast's IM and exports went through this choke point. Many minor harbors were either converted into naval bases or entirely closed, in fear of leaving Chinese Americans, who could betray the US. I bet the internment camps for them were even larger than the HQ. Our guard never went down. Since our departure from the ship, we heard diffused growls, screams and gunfire in the distance. Not that different from regular New York City, but a lot more concerning when you notice that all major law enforcement is now either in a vault or dead on the sidewalk. We arrived to both a good and a bad scene. An open door with shattered glass.